السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا بطلاب الفرقة الأولى للمجمع التكنولوجي المتكامل بالأميرية. معاكم ميس مريم علاء، وهنكمل إن شاء الله سلسلة فيديوهات كورس اللغة الإنجليزية المتعلقة بالتكنيكال English Year 1. And this is the second week of our videos. We know the first week we have one general video and one technical video. So this is the second week. You will see a general video or general English video and technical English video. Before starting our unit, I want to talk about what we have covered. So the last session we have covered lesson 2 in unit 3. And now we are going to finish unit 3 by taking lesson number 3, which is talking about actions. Let's start. So let's start our lesson by looking to this picture, and I need you to tell me what's the name of this car or this machine. Some of you might say this car, it's called forklift truck. Forklift truck. But why we call it forklift truck? Can you say from the picture here? Some of you might say because it has two metal bars that look like a fork, and he is correct. So do you see these two red metal bars? They look like a fork. And this is the fork. So this is why we call it forklift truck. But why we use it? Why we use the forklift truck? Some of you might say that we can't carry heavy boxes or heavy goods, and this truck can lift it. So yes, we use it to lift heavy objects or heavy bags or boxes. But do you know how does it move? Try to remember, if you remember, how does this truck moves, and let's watch a video about it to check if you know or not. So now I'm going to play the video. Pay attention of how the truck moves. So now that you know how can the forklift truck move heavy objects and how we can move it, let's now look at diagrams of the forklift truck and answer some questions. So here we have the forklift truck and the two forks. And this diagram is the controls of the forklift truck. It's the parts that I can control the truck with. So question number 1. How many pedals does it have? Question number 2. How many levers does it have? 3. Is the steering wheel on the left or on the right? Come on, let's think. Pedals. How many pedals? Some of you might say the truck has 2 pedals, and he is correct. So this is pedal number 1 and this is pedal number 2. For the next question, how many levers does it have? Correct again. It's 4 levers. We have number 1, 2, 3, 4 levers. Is the steering wheel on the left or on the right? Correct again. The steering wheel here, it's on the left. And here are the answers. And now we are going to read a manual of how can we move the forklift truck. So now that we know all the controls of the forklift truck, let's read the manual of the forklift truck. So here is the manual. I need you to read it individually first, which means read it alone, and then write the letters that you are going to find in the diagram in the last slide, and write the letter next to each number. Okay? And after you finish reading alone, move on to the next slide. So after reading the manual alone, let's now read the paragraphs or the sentences together. In the diagram, you can see the controls of the forklift truck. Two levers. Push the left hand lever forward and the fork moves up. Pull it back and the fork moves down. Push the right hand lever forward down. Brake. At the bottom you can see two pedals. The left hand pedal is the brake. The right hand pedal is the accelerator. So did you get all the answers correct? Let's see. So number 3 is letter B. Number 4 is letter C. Number 5 is letter D. 6 is letter F, and 7 is letter E. Pay attention to all the verbs that I make a highlight in, like push forward or moves up, pull back and moves down, tilts up or tilts down. If you don't know, so next here we have pictures of movements of the truck. I need you to look at each picture and try to describe the movement of the truck by using words from the manual. So we have read the manual and there were verbs that I make a highlight in a different color. I need you to use them in order to describe each picture. So picture number 1 or A, it's solved. The fork tilts down. And by tilts down, I mean that there is a sloping position when the fork moves down. So do you see this metal part? This metal part can move up and it can move down. So tilt means move up and down but in a sloping position. And it's different than D. So D, this is a straight bar. There is no sloping position in this bar. But this bar has a sloping position. So that's the difference between tilt and move. So let's see the second picture. What do you think? How can I describe picture number 2 or B? That's correct. The fork tilts up. So here in A, tilts down because the arrow shows that it goes down, and here the arrow shows that it tilts up. And that's a sloping position, not in a straight line. So I say tilt, not move. The third picture here, how can I describe it? Correct again. The truck moves forward. Picture 4 here. Yes, the fork moves down. For E, the truck reverses, or the truck go backward. They are correct. For F and the last one, you are correct. The fork moves up. And now let's move to the next. So moving to the next slide, here we have 6 notes to describe the controls or how to control the forklift truck. So they are not sentences, they are notes. We need to make them sentences by using when and you and the and use the punctuations. For example, number 1, here I have pull lever C backwards, and there is an arrow, fork tilts down. So if I add when, you, the, I say, when you pull lever C backwards, comma, the fork tilts down. This is I make it as a sentence. I will help you with number 2, but the rest you are going to answer it alone. So we have here push lever B forward, fork moves up. Oh, so how can I use it? I use when, you, the, and the punctuation to make it a sentence. So I say, when you push lever B forward, the fork moves up. Continue until you reach number 6. So after finishing the last task, that was converting or turning the notes into sentences, I want to ask you, do you know how to park a car? Okay, so let's imagine that your brother is learning how to park a car. How can you give him instructions about it? These are a group of verbs we can use in order to give short instructions. So let's imagine this car. Your brother is driving it, and can you give him instructions? You can say to him, drive forwards, reverse, go slowly, go faster, slow down, stop, turn left, turn right, reverse to the left, reverse to the right, turn around, do a U-turn, to the left and to the right. And notice that turn around or turn round, it's the same meaning as do a U-turn. So write down, if you are giving instructions about parking cars, write down your instructions in a piece of paper and test yourself if you can explain it or describe it or not. And that's it for our video. I hope I see you next week, inshallah. And we now finished all the technical curriculum or the technical units. We are going to continue only with the general. See you soon.